After hearing the news about George Floyd's death by police brutality, including learning a little bit about his life and how he spent time volunteering to help his own community, I decided to visit the George Floyd Memorial to pay my respects to him. On June 2025, I went to Minneapolis, Minnesota to visit the George Floyd Memorial. I looked at many of the artwork honoring him, reading the information to help me learn a little bit about who George Floyd was and what happened on the day he lost his life. While at this area, as a Christian myself, I took the time to do a short prayer to myself, where I prayed to God, including Jesus, about sending my thoughts to people with disabilities, minorities, George Floyd's family, and many others who are victims of illegal police brutality, including racial profiling, the need to make human rights, including the rights of the disabled, stronger to reduce discrimination, and the need for ethics reform to reduce police misconduct or illegal police brutality. The memorial was moving. I felt sadness about the death of George Floyd while I was there. I was able to relate to George Floyd because we both dealt with facing hate for being different with some disability, and we both volunteer in our own community to help people who are disadvantaged and poor. His work, his tragedy, including the memorial, gives me motivation to continue to learn history, including social justice, be an advocate for social justice causes, including the rights of the disabled, and inspires me to work hard on my disability, which is autism, including a learning disability. I hope that we as a society cannot repeat the same mistakes in the past where innocent lives are lost or where there is so much police brutality or police misconduct. Reduce bigotry, including hate, and have a comprehensive criminal justice reform to reduce injustice or reduce racial injustice while at the same time protect our fundamental civil liberties from being violated.
Hi, I'm Frederick Douglass. I went to see the George Floyd Memorial to pay my respects to him. He seems like he was a good man, but it makes me really sad to see how much we have so much police brutality and police doing misconduct, where they try to harass and harm minorities, my fellow African Americans, and women, immigrants, and people with disabilities. I wish we could have more legislation to stop police brutality and police misconduct and ways to reduce racial profiling, because we cannot go back to during difficult times again, where we deal with so much oppression and hate and bigotry from law enforcement against minorities, women, immigrants, and people with disabilities. So I'm here to pay my respects. And we'd also need to reduce racial profiling, and we need to improve civil rights to reduce discrimination and to end bigotry and hate. So I'm here to take my time to pay my respects.
Hi everyone, my name is Matt. I'm here at the George Floyd Memorial Square in Minnesota. I'm here to pay my respects to George Floyd, who had lost his life due to police brutality, including police misconduct. Also, I'm here at this memorial to even take my time to pay respects to many people who are women, minorities, immigrants, and people with disabilities who had faced oppression and faced police brutality and police misconduct, which had caused a lot of difficulty in their lives. What I also want to say is I am a very big, strong supporter of the need to hold law enforcement accountable when they do police brutality, when they do police misconduct, when they do racial profiling. We need to move in a society and into the near future where we don't have to go back to repeating the same mistakes in the past, where we can hold many law enforcement accountable when they do these bad behavior and misconduct too. And also, this is very important too. We need to have legislations to help protect many individual rights, people with disabilities, minorities, immigrants, and even many African Americans from facing a lot of bigotry and hate from law enforcement. It should be a bipartisan issue, and it's a civil rights issue, it's a human rights issue, it's a civil liberties issue, and it's a criminal justice reform issue because we all need to live in a society where we can have equal rights. We can all live in a safe environment where we don't have to worry about law enforcement doing police brutality, doing misconduct, using racial profiling, being targeting in a negative way against minorities, women, immigrants, especially people with disabilities. And so I myself have autism with a learning disability, and it can be a challenge too when I deal with some law enforcement where they like to harass me or bug me for simply just struggling with my disability. So it's really important that we need to bring awareness about holding law enforcement accountable. And that is, again, it's a bipartisan issue. It is a human rights issue, it's a civil liberties issue, and it's a civil rights issue. We need to move forward in a society where we can all live peace, we can all live in a world where we can feel safe. And I encourage every public official, members of our judicial system, judges, and even prosecutors, and even if people want to run for judicial positions, to please be advocates for criminal justice reform. Please be an advocate for civil liberties, and also please be a huge advocate for civil rights, including people with disability rights, and to even hold law enforcement and even members of our judicial system accountable when they do misconduct or when police do police brutality on many innocent Americans. So, and I'm just again here to say I'm here to take my time to explore the George Floyd Memorial Square and to teach myself, to remind myself that we all need to live in a world where we can feel safe. And also we need to have a way where we can have better community policing, where law enforcement can treat and understand what these citizens are going through, so we won't have to worry about hate and bigotry, and even many Americans worrying about law enforcement being aggressive. And so again, I'm here to enjoy this square, take my time to think about George Floyd. And again, I want to tell in this message that I'm thinking of good thoughts and positive vibes for the family of George Floyd who suffered through this police brutality, but also I am praying for many people who struggle with oppression from law enforcement. So thanks for taking the time to listen to me.